Joe Tessitore, Brock Hewer, David Pollack, and the mouth of the South, Paul Feinbaum here as we've been listening in to Johnny Manziel making the media circuit here at SEC Media Days. Quite the circus this morning here in Hoover, Alabama. He's a lot of fun to cover, obviously. He's a great soundbite. Paul, I'm just trying to go along with some of the clear set forth talking points here because the overriding one I think that he had in his mind was, I'm just a 20-year-old kid in college. I'm still a 20-year-old kid in college. But then I juxtapose that with some of my favorite sound bites here of comparing himself to Justin Bieber, saying I'm not going for the Miss America pageant. But I think number one on my hit list so far is the highlights of his offseason of this typical 20-year-old college kid is going to see Drake in Toronto prior to his trip to Cabo, enjoying more time with LeBron.
Very normal for a 20-year-old. And, Joe, we know he's 20 because he's told us about 4,000 times today. I don't know where to begin. I don't. My head is spinning from all of this. I mean, will he go over and wait the royal birth at Buckingham Palace? I mean, what else can this young man do? But he bothers me on many fronts. I admire him because he is 20. I'm bothered by him because he keeps telling us he's 20. But his phone died. That's not what the NFL is looking for. That's not what people are looking up to. I don't buy it. I said earlier, it's a dog ate the homework. When is this circus going to end?
I gotta come back here for a moment because you say he bothers you. I would put you in the camp of those who, quote unquote, have been player hating on Johnny Manziel this offseason.
Well, and when I started, I mean, he really hadn't done very much. I mean, he's confirming that. But I like Johnny Manziel, but his stories are just inconsistent. And maybe I'm wrong. I'm viewing this like a prosecutor dissecting a witness. But he's a football player. I want to embrace that. But he's making it difficult to do that today.
How has he acquitted himself today, Brock?
Well, I think there's two things in this whole process, and you're right, there's so much to gather here that I continue to come back to. And I've always felt like ultimately we can say what we feel. We feel this is a transgression, this isn't a transgression, but ultimately the locker room never lies. And I thought his head coach talking about the mistakes that he's made, the poor judgments, how he's affected, to me that just continued to resonate. And then on top of that, I think a legitimate question here for us to dig into throughout this day and moving into the season is, can he deflect? Can he deflect? Yeah. Andrew Luck deflected. RG3 deflected. You can go back to Tim Tebow, Colt McCoy, but guys in the present day and age, Heisman Trophy winners and an RG3, deflected it on everybody else. Can he do that as a 20-year-old sophomore?
When I watched what he said, I see a confident young man. I
no
see
doubt about
maybe
that.
an arrogant, maybe an arrogant, cocky young man, but he's still a young man. And I think it's not us to sit here and say what he should and shouldn't say. He might say he's 20 years old, Paul. He is 20 years old. Imagine if you got all this fame at 20 years old, you got a Heisman Trophy, you got all these opportunities to go see the world and see LeBron James. I would have taken advantage of him as well, and I think that sometimes we got to sit back and go, you know what? He is 20. He's going to make some mistakes, but his swag for a 20-year-old and his ability to just kind of say, you know what, and his confidence to brush people aside and brush questions aside, I think it's something that serves him extremely well on the football field. And I think he might be one of those people that can handle this kind of pressure, put it off to the side, and continue to play well.